Well, good morning, peeps. Very, very still and quiet this morning in the Eden Valley. Hard to tell on here, but it is quite misty. What I thought might be quite interesting for you folks, I keep going on about these misty conditions, is to come on a journey with me through one of them. So this is how I typically manage these mornings when I wake up and it's very misty. It's not a thick mist, but there is quite a bit of mist about. I'm just going to take you through a little journey as to how I usually manage these mornings. I have got one shot that I've been waiting for ages. I don't think there's enough mist this morning, so I don't think it'll work, but we'll see. I'll jump in the car, we'll go up the top of the hill in Langwathby, which is where my normal viewpoint starts, and I'll show you what it's like from up there. Travel down a road and back. Hello, the windscreen's frozen. Can pack that in. It's only the 1st of 2nd October. Jesus. Well, although this looks pretty nice over there is a small bank of mist that sits just underneath the Pennines there. This is the Pennines. There's a small bank of mist there, but you can see that where I'm stood there's no mist at all. But then when I look behind me, it's very difficult to pick up on here. There is, in the Langwathby Valley, where it runs along the River Eden, there is a bank of mist there as well. So this is one of these mornings when there's not a lot, but there is a bit. And it's going to be quite important to work with what I've got, and it's going to be a limited time as well. Just a bit of local knowledge here. The sun doesn't rise over the Pennines till about 20 minutes after sunrise time. So if you want a bit of light with your shot, you need to wait until a little bit later on. So that gives me a little bit of time. It's only still about 20 minutes till sunrise, so I've got quite a bit of time to have a look about. And this is where your sort of local knowledge and having had loads and loads of recce's previously should help. So there's a couple of places I've got in mind. I can't get the shot that I was hoping to because it basically is over there, and it is almost certainly above the mist line, which I'm pretty certain of because I've been there loads before, and it needs a really thick, dense mist quite high up to be able to get it. So the shot that I was hoping to get and I've been after for quite a long time is not on today, but I might be able to do some other stuff. So this is another little viewpoint that I come to just to assess how thick the mist is. Now you can see it's sat here quite nicely in the above the River Eden. This is between Langwathby and Bath, quite an elevated viewpoint, but it's not. I'm not in mist where I am now. Now I know from local conditions that this is pretty. These conditions aren't going to last long. We've got a nice pink hue over the top of the thing. That in the distance over there is Blencathra. You've got the hill just here is the Beacon, so it's just above Penrith, and the sort of Lake District fells over there. This is looking very tasty indeed. Listen, I know yesterday, I said I wasn't going to do any more misty tree shots and blah, 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 blah. And it's not really misty tree shots, is it? It's sort of long range, misty mountain shots, maybe. That's the only thing I can come up with. The thing is, I'm a sucker for mist. I give in. So I've mixed it up a bit by doing a vlog about it. That's my only excuse. Just look at this. This is class. Right, I've moved down a bit into the mist and I brought it to a location I've been to quite a lot of times before, just to see what it's like in these conditions. If I show you over my shoulder, you'll see a nice load of trees separated in a field, and it's actually in the mist line, so it's quite nice. The other thing about it is, one, I've shot it quite a few times before, but it looks quite nice at the minute. I'll go down a little bit further down. There's a place where you can get separation between sort of all 7 trees really, and a nice little pano. And the mist at the minute is quite nice. It's sat quite low, so it'll be behind the trees, but there is light above it, so it shouldn't take the sun long to come over and burst into this scene. I've never really had it with a really good sun casting into the scene. And it's pretty good conditions this morning to try and get that. I might have to hang around for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll get down there and show you and we'll have a look. So just whilst I'm waiting for the sun to come, I'm just looking around at a few different ideas. So this is quite a nice little composition here, albeit the trees are sort of overlapping. The mist helps sort of diffuse that, and there is a tree in the distant background on the left hand side of the image which helps bring a bit of depth. It's just clouded over again a bit at the minute, but it was quite good a minute ago. And again, as you come round, there's different combinations. So these 3 here are not too bad, or just as a 2. Just trying to, I like a bit of depth in the images really. So this one's obviously quite prominent. The one behind it's just emerging, so that's quite nice. I'm not sure that works. It just looks a bit, I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. I don't know why. But as the mist thickens and changes, you see this 3rd tree now has disappeared. So there's maybe a shot for it with a 2 here. So I'll just try a few different ones and I'll put them up whilst we're just waiting for the sun. I don't think it's going to be long. In fact, start the car, that's it just poking over the top of the mist over there. You can just see it coming over the tree. That is pretty cool. Just in the mist, at the top of the mist, and it's just diffusing it a little bit. I have to be careful because obviously the sun's going to be pointing right at me in a sec, so just thought I'd show you this because it looks so cool. Well, it's just absolute bonza now. Because the grass is sort of a yellowy colour, the sun is just kissing it at the minute. It's lovely glow to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The trees are just about perfect. The light is absolutely perfect now. So I've been banging out handheld panos for fun, just to get the light in the right spot, and it's about perfect now. I have to say that's probably the best conditions I've shot that field in. Got a couple of infrared shots as well, which looked amazing. So I'm hoping they'll look good. Excuse me a minute. Right, I'm dashing now. I've only got a very small time window now. So now it's important to know some places to go, and quickly. So there's another place not far from here that I can see is still in mist. So I need to get there quickly. On the road I was at before, and there's not a lot of difference really. The mist seems to settle down. It's still in the same place it was. We've still got quite a bit of opportunity, I think. Lights up now, obviously. It's quite a nice shot there, I think. If you just get the long lens out with some close up of the layers of trees, similar to what I got before, but with a bit of light now. So we'll get down in it. There's still a bit of opportunity, I think, down there. Right, having had that last little look, I've made a bit of a shout to come down by the river. I could see where the mist was just starting to appear. The sun is hitting just the trees just at the foreground of where I was showing you before. There is that's about the river line, the River Eden. So I'm just going to go down to a place I know. There's like a little it looks a bit like a boathouse, but it's like more like a garage, just sitting alongside the river, which should be, hopefully, just in the mist. And there's a really nice tree by it, and I'm hoping that'll be quite a nice shot. And if I walk a bit further along, there's also another couple of trees a bit further along that'll be sat along the river, so it should look quite nice. I'll just turn you around and show you exactly what I'm seeing now. So basically you can see the mist down behind this tree. You can see the light flooding in now. This big prominent tree in the middle, just down below it, there's a little boathouse by the river, and I'm hoping that it'll sit nicely with the mist behind it. So that's where we'll head and see what it's like. Watch for the sheep running. Because I can't quite get it in with the sort of misty boathouse unless I sort of... I'll have to have a look round, but it certainly looks really nice. You can just start to see it now. Got a lovely tree behind it, misty layers, and yeah, there's a lovely scene here. Oh! My first ever Fogbow. Wow, I'm made up. I don't know if you can pick it up on the video. Probably not. But I've got a few photographs of it, hopefully. Yeah, first ever Fogbow. Wow, I'm mega chuffed. I'm glad I came down here, and I managed to get this little barn, hopefully right in the middle of it, with the Fogbow over the top. If I haven't completely cocked it up. But wow. That's made my day, that. Excuse a couple of sensor spots, but I just thought I'd try and video this Fogbow for you using the camera. A couple of sensor spots which are really annoying, but yeah, you get the idea. So you can see it there, hopefully, on this film. Still knocking about. A rainbow fog. Haha, brilliant. That's just absolutely made my day, that. Absolutely made my day. I know I said I was getting a bit sick of misty tree shots, and I've never had one. Seen a few photos and thought, God, that'd be cool to get them. I thought the amount of time I'm out in the mist, I must get one eventually. And there it is, it's still behind me. I've actually walked away from it, I've had that many shots of it. Oh, proper made my day, that. So right, just looking at a couple of these on the horizon line here, and I'm looking to sort of almost overexpose these because I'm thinking about processing these as a high key black and white, which is almost overexposed anyway. So I'm going to photograph them quite bright, probably brighter than I normally would. I just think that's lovely. It's got a lovely shape to it. Obviously, crop the tree out on the right hand side, or just about there somewhere. Well, have a look. This field I'm in is absolutely soaking, and it's flooded this puddle here. This could be quite a nice shot with this single tree here flooded, reflected in this puddle. Ooh, that's nice there. Ooh, get the camera out now. These are the two I've got my eye on. Just a pair of trees, bit of trees in the background, but it's the clouds above that are going to make this shot or not. It's just the way that they're sat that I can tell that would be really nice in infrared. So I'll get it out and have a look. I really don't believe this. Fogbow's come back again. I managed to get it with this tree. Right in the middle of it, hopefully. Oh, looks good in camera. Shooting infrared, so it's going to be black and white. But, yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, 2 hours after sunrise now, and I'm heading back towards the car. What can I say? What can I say? But it's just been an absolutely tremendous, as Mr. Hardcastle would say, a tremendous morning photographing, well, stuff. Oh my God, there's another one here. Let me get the camera on this. I'll have to show you this, hang on. Just look at this on the ridge over there. Oh, sort the exposure out a bit. Black and white maybe. Let's have it, let's have it. Well, I've decided to sort of call it a morning now, head back for some breakfast. But just before I do go, I just thought what I'm not very good at is plugging what's coming up in the future. So I've got a wild camp planned in Scotland, which will be high up, hopefully. I'm just waiting in a little weather window for the right conditions. So that'll be a fairly decent hike to an elevated position. And then I've got a very tasty bucket list adventure before the end of October to somewhere that is utterly epic, and that will be tremendous, as Mr. Photo Tripper would say. So stay tuned. I'm not saying where it's at deliberately, keep you guessing. See you soon.